Hello, it's Emma from Wedding Biz Bootcamp, and in today's 10-minute masterclass, I'm going to tell you 10 ways that you can launch a product or service with a bang rather than a pop and a fizzle. Now, I'm sure you know what I mean when I talk about launching things with a pop and a fizzle, because you would work on something for some time. Whether it's a freebie that you're writing, whether it's a new website that you've done, whether it is a new product or service, anything that you are launching in your business, anything that you are investing your time in, you should be really shouting about it. But often what happens is we kind of just do it and then pop it on Facebook once and perhaps tweet about it, pop it onto the website, and then it's a tick in the to-do list box and it's moved on to the next thing. But you absolutely have to make the most of every single thing that you do in your business. So I'm going to talk to you about 10 ways that whatever it is that you're launching, whether, like I say, it might be a freebie that you've been working on for ages. I hear this quite a lot. People say to me, well, I've done my freebie, but nobody signed up to it. But then my response is always like, well, where have you put it? And they're like, well, kind of popped it on Facebook once. We all know the organic reach on Facebook is really low. So if you pop something on Facebook, it does not mean that every single person that likes your page will see it. You would be really shocked at the percentage of people that actually see organic Facebook posts now, especially when it's promoting a product or service, because Facebook kind of pull those down the ranking. They're not a priority for them to be shown because they're trying to encourage you to do more adverts. So whatever it is that you're shouting about, you need to keep shouting about it, and you need to make sure that people know all of the hard work and all of the effort that's gone into it. So step number 1 is to build some anticipation. Let's say, for example, you've got a new website coming, or you've got a new product or service that you've done. Build some anticipation a couple of weeks beforehand. Now, a great example of building anticipation is in movies. You'll see that they'll do a trailer kind of months before the movie is there. So you need to build anticipation. Now, the way to do that is to do some kind of like, oh, I'm so excited, this is coming really soon. Get it onto your Facebook, get it onto your social media. Now, not only does this create a bit of anticipation with your couples that are seeing these posts, it also gives you that kind of oomph to finish it. Because if you say to somebody publicly, this is going to be available on the 1st of April, you will push yourself to make sure that on the 1st of April, that thing that you've said is going to be launched will be launched. It gives you that extra little push. It pushes you forward, which is a good thing. Secondly, you need to get your message right. You need to make sure that it is really clear what the product or service is and who it is for. Now, obviously, everything that you do in your business should be focused specifically on your ideal bride and groom. So it should be a product or service that they're going to actually want to buy, because there's no point in creating something that they're not going to want because no one's going to buy it. So you need to make sure that the message is right. And this is talking all about the words that you use. So when you write about what the product or service is, you need to think of it from the eyes of your ideal bride. And you need to think about what's going to attract them. You know, what words will they be searching for on social media and on Google and Etsy and places like that? What words will they resonate with? What are the things that are going to get them to engage in that copy, the words that you are writing about your product or service? So you need to make sure you get that message right. The third thing is making sure you use great visuals. So your promotion, the way that you promote it, has to be really strong visually, because that's what's going to make people stop in their timelines on Facebook, or when it appears on your website. That's what's going to make them stop and look at it, because your visuals have to be have a really big impact. Now, by visuals, I'm talking about the pictures that you're taking of the product. Let's say, for example, it's a physical product. Whether it's a wedding invitation, a new piece of accessory, if you do wedding accessories, whether it's a new cake design that you've created, whatever it is, you need to make sure you take cracking pictures of it. And you don't necessarily need a fancy pants camera. You don't necessarily need to spend a fortune on fancy photography. Just have a practice with your mobile phone. Spend a couple of hours just trying different kind of views of it, different aspects of it. Do it in front of a window so you've got natural light. Look at the background that you've got the kind of piece on. You know, a great tip is to go to Paper Chase and get some of the wrapping paper that they have there and lay it out on a page. Add a few props around it, a few kind of like heads of flowers and things like that, and pop your main piece in the centre, and that will create a really nice picture. So you need to have those cracking visuals because that's what's going to grab people's attention. If it's a new service that you're providing, so you haven't got a physical image of it, that's fine. You can still use cracking imagery. You can still make sure that your visuals are perfect for what you want it to be, because that's what's going to grab their attention. So this pulls nicely on to point number 4. You have to be consistent in your branding. So if you choose a visual, or if you choose an image that you're using of the product, then make sure you use that consistently, because it starts to build that recognition factor. And this all comes back down to this know, like and trust. It starts to build that with your brides and grooms. So they'll see that image and it will relate to what they've seen before, and it will start to build in their mind so that it becomes something that they remember, which is a really good thing. Brand recognition is key. Make sure that it is your branding, it's your colours, it's the fonts that you normally use. Don't go off and do something totally different, because it won't resonate with your ideal bride, because if it's not connected to your brand, then it becomes disconnected from your business. You have to also, number 5, make sure that the image you use is on the page of the website that you're pointing them to. So it builds that, oh yeah, I've landed in the right place kind of reaction. So if somebody's clicked through to a link off Facebook, for example, and it's a picture, and then they click on it and it goes through to your website, then if that image is on that page that they go to, then they'll know they're in the right place. If the image is totally different, then they might think, oh god, I've gone to a different link somewhere. So make sure you've got consistency across the images that you're using. And this brings me to point number 6. Make sure that the image or the post that you put on Facebook or social media links back through to where they can buy the product or service from, or where they can inquire about the product or service. So make sure that it links through. So it links through to your website, or it links through to your Etsy page, wherever you want them to go to. Make sure it links, because there is nothing more frustrating than seeing something that you want to know more about and there's no clear way of getting there. So if it's in Facebook, for example, make sure you include a link into the description, so it's really easy for them to click on that link and take them through. If you're adding it on Pinterest, for example, make sure that you click onto that Pinterest pin and make sure that it's connected to your website, so it takes them directly there. Make sure it links through, because otherwise you're wasting an opportunity. The 7th point is to really shout about it. Don't just pop it on your Facebook page once. You know, you've done all this hard work, you've done all this extra effort. So don't just put it out there once. Really keep shouting about it until you're fed up about it. And don't think that people will go, oh, blooming heck, I wish you'd stop talking about this. Because the realistic chance of them seeing that all of the posts on Facebook are very small. The chances of them clicking through to every single email that you send is very small. So just make sure you're continually shouting about it. This brings me on to point number 8. Plan it in. So schedule those shout outs. So if you use a social media scheduler, make sure that you are adding the images and the kind of links through to the page that you want it to go to, so that you're continually shouting about it and you're continually, you know, it's continually appearing in your timeline. And you can schedule that in, so you don't have to think about it every single day, but you can schedule it in. Probably put it on there every couple of days, couple of times a week. That's all it needs. But just, you know, shout about it and keep going on about it, because people soon forget. And you also have new people coming into your business all the time. So it may well be that they're a new person that's never seen this before. Point number 9 is to think about who can help you promote it. So if you know somebody in the industry that you think, oh, they might be interested in promoting this, you're not asking them to kind of, you know, promote it on your behalf, but they may be able to put a link onto a blog. They may be able to kind of like share your Facebook status with their audience. Just ask them, you know, A lot of times I think people feel worried about asking people for help, but as long as you're going to repay the favour at some point in the future, you've got that mutual respect, you've got that mutual kind of beneficial relationship, and it's somebody that complements what you do, then ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. For example, if you've got a few wedding fairs booked in, or you're working with somebody to do some advertising, you know, just say to them, could I write a blog and can I link this, you know, this new freebie or this new product or something? Or if you have, you know, just done a new website, ask them if they'll pop it onto their Facebook page and do a share for you. If you don't ask, you don't get. They can always turn around and say no, and that's fine, but you've asked, so, you know, you never know your luck. My last point is to evaluate what has worked for you, because the next time that you come to launch a product or service, you can look back on this one and think, did it work? Have I done everything that I wanted to do? Where were the weak points? Where did I feel that I struggled? Did I need to do this, that and the other? You know, what did I struggle with the most? So make sure you evaluate, because that evaluation really, really helps you. When you realise how easy it can be to launch a product or service, you start to build it in, and this is how you start to grow your business. By adding new products and services to your portfolio, you start to build your business. But always make sure before you invest any time that it is something that people want, that it is something that your brides and grooms are willing to pay for and that they're going to buy. So I hope that was useful. I've popped the 10 points below in the blog post as well, so if you want to kind of read through them, if you have any questions, just comment below or send me an email and I shall come back to you. Alright, I shall speak to you really soon. Take care, bye bye. Hi everybody, it's Emma here from Wedding Biz Bootcamp, and I just wanted to invite you along to this month's Bride Boosting Bundle as part of the Wedding Biz Club. Now, if you've never heard of the club before, let me tell you about it. It is a monthly membership club. It is super duper affordable. It's £9.99 a month, and there's no contract you can cancel at any time. But what you get as part of being the member is access to a really supportive, motivational Facebook group full of people that are just in the membership club. And you get a bride boosting bundle every single month, which focuses on something you can do in your wedding business that is going to grow it, that is going to help you develop this business that you want to do and to turn into this like wedding ninja. And the month of April, we are focusing on how to make gorgeous graphics for your wedding business. So one of the points I've talked about in this video is all about the importance of graphics, and I cannot stress how important graphics are. When you know how to do them, when you have templates, it makes it a million times easier. It makes it lots of fun. And also it means that you really start to add that professional look to your wedding business. And it's super easy to create beautiful graphics. Those graphics that you look at on other people's pages or on other people's email newsletters, other people's Facebook news feeds or Instagram or whatever. And you kind of have, envy. You want yours to look that pretty. Well, it is totally possible. So in this month's bundle, we're talking all about how to do graphics. There's lots of tutorials and all the different graphics that you use in your business. But we don't just start there. We focus on what graphics you currently use, where you can develop and get better at them. And then we batch. We figure out exactly how many you use every single month, and we're going to batch them all together. So you have all your graphics ready to go. So next time you're ready to write that blog post, or you're ready to write that newsletter or that Facebook update, you have all the stuff that you need. So to sign up to the club, click onto the link below, and it's £9.99 a month. And like I say, there's no contract you can cancel at any time, but the wedding business owners that are in the club absolutely love it, and I would love you to be part of our community. Alright, speak to you soon. Bye bye.